Hi everybody, Coach Susan here with Big on Results Coaching. I help people that are in transition or stuck to live a life of joy and prosperity. And I'm here for your Manifestation Monday video on the topic of remember. Do you remember? Do you remember what it was like when you were a kid and you played all day long? Do you remember how happy that you were when you'd be given a cookie? Do you remember how happy it made you when a friend came to your door and knocked on it and asked if you could go play? Do you remember how amazing and how fun it was to go and do all of these things for the very first time? Maybe it's remembering when you rode your bike by yourself unassisted for the first time. Maybe it is another first. Maybe it is remembering what it was like to not know that there was boundaries or limits. Do you remember what that was like when you would just go for it and go do things and not knowing, oh gosh, I could get harmed, I could get hurt, might get a broken arm, something might happen to me? Do you remember those times when you would just be unstoppable? No matter what was happening, you were going for it. Do you remember playing freeze tag or other childhood games and how you didn't hold back? You let everyone know what you were made out of because you saw yourself as able. So I want to talk to you today about having that remembrance. The remembrance of how it felt when you're waiting for your guest to arrive for your birthday party, or how it felt when you were playing and you could smell your mother making Thanksgiving dinner. Do you remember those times when you felt such an incredible amount of love that all of these people came to your birthday party to see you? You were the star. Do you remember how popular that made you in that day during that party? Do you remember all of those first things? First time you rode a bike, first time you learned how to swim, the first time you ran in a very first race, all of those types of things. Do you remember that? Do you remember the first day of school? I want you to go back and remember about all of those emotions that you had and how promising that they were for you. So when you see somebody experiencing one of those things that you've already experienced, it puts a smile on your face. I want you to remember all of that fun that you had. I want you to remember that emotion that rose up in you of excitement, of thrill, of adventure, of love. Do you remember what it was like the first time you had a best friend? Think about those type of things. We seem to occupy our mind, and yeah, we're remembering to take out the trash, and maybe we're remembering to roll up our car windows before it rains. Maybe we're remembering to pack our lunch. Maybe we are. But let's remember those things that evoked this positive emotion within us. It was that emotion that allowed us to do things that we'd never done before. We didn't hold back. We didn't be like, oh gosh, all these neighborhood kids are watching me. I don't know if I could climb this fence or not. Oh, I don't know if I could do this or do that. You didn't think that. What you thought was, I'm going to show them. I'm going to do this. And you were unstoppable. So now that you're an adult, what is preventing you from having that same type of mindset, that same type of mentality of seeing yourself in that limitless manner? You don't have limits. All the limits that you have is what you've put right here. But that's just a figment of your imagination. Somebody else, or public opinion, could say like, hey, you can't do this. Here's a limit right here. You gotta stop. You gotta stop. Well, why not be unstoppable? When your motives are pure and you're doing things with a pure heart, why not be unstoppable? Why not go for it? Why not show everybody what you're made out of, like you used to? When you would play tag, you didn't stop short. Okay, ooh, no, just kidding. No, you didn't. You went for it, even if you didn't tag that person. You gave it all you had. So why in our adulthoods are we stopping short? We seem all excited. Everybody's gathering around. We're going to do this, whatever, whatever. And then all of a sudden, we stop. Why? Why not just let your light shine? Why not recognize that this could be your day of jubilee? Why not recognize that you are what you need it to be? And here's the thing. You don't need to be the best. You just need to give it all you got. So remember those times when you did that. When you weren't concerned about falling out of a tree, when you weren't concerned about falling it down the first time you skied, when you weren't concerned of those things, you would just bounce back up and get back up and do it again, right? So why do we continually allow outside influences to, bring up interior hardships within ourselves? We just need to allow things to be positive. Those hardships that we have that are on the inside, well, we allowed it to be there. So don't think, oh gosh, somebody said this when I was in 6th grade, so that's why I don't ski. Somebody said this when I was in the 4th grade, and so that's why I don't get in a bathing suit. Somebody said this. So what if they said that? What's that have to do with present, current time now? Nothing. Yeah, that could hurt. Yeah, that could make us feel a certain way. But you're an adult now. So why not go forward and be unstoppable? It doesn't matter what somebody thinks. What matters is that you remember that feeling that you had when things were great. When you didn't have clutter-muck of the head. Clutter-muck where you allowed all of this negative toxicity to consume and to fill you. We need to just allow ourselves to be free, allow ourselves to be open, allow ourselves to be unstoppable, and all remembering that emotion that we had. Because we always remember what we have an emotional connection to. So sometimes we just need to get in the zone and remember that and relive that about what that excitement was. It can even be something that transpired in the previous week. But allowing yourself to remember that emotion and allowing yourself to not be held back. Why do you want to go through life holding yourself back when you don't need to? But taking the opportunity to remember that emotion. Remember what it was like when you had your first kiss. Remember what it was like for all of these first things. Remember that. Allow yourself to go down that memory lane. Allow yourself to shrug off all of the other things that may have occurred that you're remembering as well. So if something was adverse and it happened, you just need to laugh it off or shrug it off. Yes, we've all had bad things happen to us, but guess what? We've also had good things. So retrieve that from your memory bank and allow yourself to experience that emotion again. Maybe it's just having the quiet time so that you can remember. Maybe it's in a photograph. Maybe it's in a video. Maybe it's in chatting with a close friend that you grew up with. Just remember those type of emotions. Remember that unstoppable nature that you had. When your mother told you, get down from there, and you would keep doing it because you did not have the mindset of, wow, I could fall down, I could get hurt, I could break my arm. You didn't think that way. You were unstoppable. So just remember how that felt when you're like, I don't know why you would want me to get down. I'm having so much fun and this is a really good time right now and I want to continue to do this. So allow yourself to experience that yet again and again and again and again. We have so much space up here, but we're always remembering what the negative is. What this person said, what this person did, how this affects me, what does the news say, is the radio saying this, is that one song playing over and over and over and over again. Those are the things you're going to remember if you keep yourself stuck. So clear that out up here and allow yourself to remember the things of the past. Those positive emotions, those things that shows you, hey, you know what? Yeah, you were a badass and you still are. So find that component within yourself and allow yourself to experience that again. Remember back when you didn't take no for an answer and you did this and this and this and this, and then this amazing thing happened because you didn't give up. So remember what that was like and remember that tenacity. Remember that drive that you had that consumed you to where you just couldn't stop. You had to master that. Remember those emotions instead of, this is negative, gotta go do this, got this chore to do, oh my gosh, and then over here, and then, wait a minute, have to wait for the calendar to arrive from school. Remember the good things. You don't have to live a life that's boring, that has zero adventure in it, that the type of life where just wish you never got out of bed. So why not mix it up a little bit and just remember who you really are. I'm Coach Susan with Big on Results Coaching, and I want you to remember. I want you to remember all of those great things. If you need help or you want to help to get some clearing in this area here, or you want to learn some components and maybe some tools or resources to have for your future so that you could move forward without recluttering your mind or forgetting about who you really are and your real identity, reach out to me. I'd love to help you. Until next Monday.